Hey, welcome back to this channel. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to clear the Eternal Road mission with Zeon Tech with the least amount of upgrade. Because this is the last mission that you need to do in this game. And it requires you to upgrade very specific unit, especially the one with the specific tags. But that means that you're gonna need to upgrade units that you don't use in any other mission, which sucks. Because as a free-to-play players, you have limited amount of materials, so you don't want to just upgrade units that you don't like or don't use in any other mission, just so that you can clear this mission. So here is the unit that I use, the Castle Gundam. It is only UR1 upgraded, so we're gonna call it UR1 and UR2 because this is very important. This is one I save the most. Like, I'm gonna show you a video where I got this idea from, shout out to that guy, but he uses the UR2 Castle Gundam, which for most free-to-play players is not a possible option because it is still a faraway investment. It requires 3 million capital or gold, which is a lot. And as a free-to-play player myself, I don't have that much gold. So I just tweaked the strategy a little bit, and I knew I will be able to do that because I know my buffs and debuffs. This is why I value buffs and debuffs a lot. So we're gonna watch the video of that guy. Let's see. So this is his channel. This is a Japanese guy, the Japanese title. So if you can find his channel, then hats off to this guy. You can watch it there, but you can also watch it here. So look at this. He is using UR2 Castle Gundam with the aura and everything there. So he uses the least amount of unit, but he upgrades everything into his Castle Gundam. So the prototype Jubilee here doesn't matter what level, doesn't matter the pilot. You only need to absorb one hit coming from to the Castle Gundam with all of them. So he uses the Big Zam, the Red Gundam, and the Zeon. The reason is because the Big Zam has eye field. So if you put a tank pilot in the Big Zam, it will prevent the Queen Manta and the Big Zam from using their beam range weapon, or especially the Queen Manta. The Queen Manta will avoid using his beam range weapon and instead gonna get closer to you and uses his second ability, which is very important in here. Now he increased the range of the Red Gundam and the Zeon because instead of using their strongest debuff, he is using their other debuff, their alternative debuff. For the Red Gundam, he uses the first skill of the Red Gundam, which increases the enemy's physical damage taken up, and the Zeon uses the second ability, which reduces the enemy's defense. But that is not optimal because it uses a level 3 debuff. And hence why, when I saw this video, oh, I can do this with a higher level debuff because I have Zuda Unit 1. And I knew that by using a higher level debuff, then I can get at least closer to the damage that this Castle Gundam UR2 deal. Even though I still deal less damage, but I managed to clear it with the least amount of upgrade that I can do, and you can see it here. So this guy only job is to just use Sway and waste 2 turns of the Psycho Gundam, so he doesn't do anything in this first turn. And what you want to do just now is to let this prototype Jubilee, the closest one to the Red Gundam, to die first, otherwise the Queen Manta gonna use map attack to the south in here. And there is a slight problem if you actually try to do this, which I encounter, is that if my Big Zam is still alive, the enemy Big Zam actually get closer again and kick me, which is not ideal for the Castle Gundam because Castle Gundam deal more damage the further away the enemy is. So I don't have enough damage if that happens. So at this point, my Big Zam should already die, and I'm gonna show you later how. So by using this Red Gundam and the Zeon, he managed to clear and kill the Big Zam and Queen Manta with no problem. So that's the power of UR2 Castle Gundam. But then again, like I said, like if you don't really want to upgrade your Castle Gundam, even though he's a really good unit, but the investment is just too much because if it happens to have we're gonna have a better ultimate unit in the future, like they release a new ultimate unit in the future, the power creep is gonna be stronger. So I'm still saving my material, and hence why I try to clear these states with just UR1 Castle Gundam. So from here on, it's just a brute force, like you just gotta have to keep attacking the Psycho Gundam, and that's it. He managed to clear the stage with these units, but it all level 90, like the Red Gundam level 90, the Zeon level 90, the Castle Gundam level 100, the Big Zam level 90. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna challenge myself and clear this with an even lower level than this, but with the debuffs, the proper debuffs, that to showcase you that debuffs are very, very important. And also buffs, actually. In every single game that you play, remember, buffs and debuffs are very, very important. So here is my attempt. So look at this. I am using UR1 Castle Gundam. Look at that, without the aura and such. Doesn't matter the pilot in here, you know, they just gonna die in one hit for the prototype ability, and the Big Zam gonna die in 2 hits. So no matter what pilot you use, it doesn't matter. Now, to help with the missing damage of the UR1 Castle Gundam, I use Peptimus Sirocco in here on the Red Gundam. As we all know that Peptimus Sirocco is an attacker supporter, which means that he has the best support counter that increases damage while doing support counter instead of reducing the AN consumption. And also the Suleta Mercury in here that has the highest range stats among all the other UR support pilots. But look at this, my Red Gundam and also my Zuda unit is not at maximum level. Look at that, my Red Gundam is at level 89 and the Zuda unit is at level 60 without any limit break. And also, if I show you later my, wait, I'm just gonna show you now. So if I show you in here, this is my units. Still haven't upgraded them from that attempt. So the Castle Gundam have level 5 on the 3rd skill, and in my attempt, I'm actually using the 1st skill later while finishing off the Psycho Gundam. So if you're still lacking in damage, you can upgrade the 1st ability in here. The modification here is very, very important because you need to, you want to have as much damage as possible on your Castle Gundam. So you need to clear the expert stage, expert mission stage number 1 first. Once with any unit, you can use your UR units. It should be a lot easier just to clear it, just to get the item. Now, once you have the item, put it on your Castle Gundam, and this is the maximum attempt that I can have in increasing the UR1 Castle Gundam. Now, the Red Gundam, I only have at level 89, only upgrade the 3rd ability to level 5, which reduce the enemy's defense by 30%. Look at this. Reduce enemy defense by 30%, and the other guy uses this 1st ability, which increase physical damage taken up from physical weapons by up to 20%. So I don't also use any modification. So if you use modification, that adds a little bit more damage. And then look at this, the Zeon. This is why he uses the Zeon. Now, instead of using the defense down coming from the Red Gundam, because the Red Gundam is the one who inflicts the physical weapons damage taken up, he uses defense down from the Zeon, but it only reduced the enemy's defense down by 25%, which the Red Gundam have 30%. So only 5% increase changes a lot. That's the difference between me able to clear it with UR1 Castle Gundam and him clearing it with UR2 Castle Gundam. So I use this. This is the key unit. The one that you really, really need is the Zuda Unit 1. It increases the enemy's physical weapons damage taken up by 30% instead of 20% that the Red Gundam has. So 10% increase in physical weapons damage taken up and also 5% increase in defense down really changes a lot. Like it makes me able to clear that stage with UR1 Castle Gundam instead of UR2 Castle Gundam. So here is the video. I'll show you. Basically everything is the same, just a little bit different. Now the only important thing about the prototype Hibuli is that this one, later I'm gonna show you. So the Big Zam just to lure the Queen Manta closer to you. I feel. Now this also helps a lot, the supercharge. This is why Castle Gundam also use Kouraki, and the Peptimus Sirocco here helps increasing my damage by a lot because of the MP up. Like if you watch my development units video, then I value the MP up a lot, and you don't actually need to use the movement up in here because he can just stand here 1 square further away and still block the damage coming to the Castle Gundam. Now this one is the one that requires the movement up, because otherwise you won't be able to reach the Castle Gundam from that position. Now this one, I still need to increase the range of the Suda Unit 1, but I don't need to increase the range of the Red Gundam anymore, because the Red Gundam, I don't need to use his first ability to increase the physical damage taken up. Now it is the job of the Suda Unit 1, but he still needs the range up to reach the Queen Manta. Now this guy job is to just use Sway and waste the Psycho Gundam's turn. Now the other Psycho Gundam who moved at the very back just now, doesn't matter where he moved, his job is not yet come. So I'm also going to show you why Kouraki, with all the options of UR pilots that I have, why still using SSR pilot. It is because in this case, now this one is very important. You need to let the prototype Qubili die first, otherwise the Queen Manta gonna use map attack down here. So this one needs to go. So the reason why I use Kouraki is the Casval Gundam comes from an SSR unit, which makes his ability, his weapon, use only range stats. So the strength of the UR pilot all comes with their awakened stats being very, very high. And also the UR units that comes with them can use the awakened stats in their EX ability. So when piloting Casval Gundam, because he only used the range stats, then the Kouraki, which is an SSR pilot, has a higher range stats than my Charas Nebel UR and also even my Camille Bidan UR. So that's why Kouraki in this case still deal higher damage than actually using an actual UR pilot. Now I need this Big Sam, my Big Sam, to die in here, otherwise the Big Sam gonna get closer to me and kick me. Now with my Big Sam gone, the enemy Big Sam gonna use his beam weapon again to me, not afraid of the eye field. And that makes me able to counterattack him from far away, which deals the most damage out of the Casval Gundam. Now in here you may notice that the Big Zam have a lot of HP left compared to the other guy, because he uses UR to Casval Gundam. Now I need to attack him once more, so I need the help from the Zuda Unit 1 and increase his range. Otherwise, I'm gonna get counterattacked by the Big Zam, so I need to stand further away from him. Now, with the help of the Red Gundam 2, I be able to also inflict debuff, which is also important. The other guy only used defense down on the Big Zam, and it is enough. But me, I need the physical damage taken up to the Big Zam to be able to kill him. So if I hit the Queen Manta without the help of the Red Gundam, the Queen Manta still survive. Yes. But if I hit the Big Sam, then I just barely able to kill him without the help of any other supporter. So that's very, very specific. It just I barely just able to kill them with this minimum amount of upgrade. So with the help of the Red Gundam, I am able to kill the Queen Manta. And also very specific, the Suda Unit 1 in here, because by standing in here, I am able to counter support to the Psycho Gundam again here. With the help of the Red Gundam, and the Red Gundam can just safely attack the Psycho Gundam from his range, because the Red Gundam can attack from 5 squares away, while the Psycho Gundam can only counterattack from 4 squares away. So now, just put the prototype Qubili 5 squares away from the Casval Gundam, and I try to eliminate this prototype Qubili first, because he is the closest to the Psycho Gundam, just to avoid any unnecessary map attack coming from the Psycho Gundam, which he won't use, but just for a precaution, you can just use any of the prototype Qubili in here to just protect your Casval Gundam, and try to deal as much damage to the Psycho Gundam as you can. But still, I'm using UR1 Casval Gundam, so he still have a ton of HP here. So I'm scratching my head, do I need enough damage? Also, my EN is not enough. I need the help of the supporter mothership there to restore my EN, otherwise I won't be able to attack the Psycho Gundam anymore. Now, inflict the debuff from the Red Gundam from safe distance, also with the Suda Unit 1 support, giving the maximum debuff on the Psycho Gundam. Now, here, I need to attack the Psycho Gundam once with the Casval Gundam, and it is enough, because I still have leftover HP in here. So, luckily with a level 100 Psycho Casval Gundam, you won't get one-shotted by the enemy Psycho Gundam. So, also I still need more damage here, so I sacrifice my Suda Unit 1 to throw an extra damage there. Otherwise, I won't have enough damage to kill the Psycho Gundam. The Suda Unit 1 only deal 10,000 damage, but you can see that 10,000 damage is the damage that I need. Look at this. If I use the second ability, the enemy Psycho Gundam have eye field. So look at this, 29,000 damage to 21,000 damage. Look at this. So if I use the second ability with only deal 21,000 damage, I don't have enough damage to kill the Psycho Gundam. While if I deal 29,000 damage, I am able to kill the Psycho Gundam. This is where I said just now, if you're still lacking in damage, you can upgrade the first ability of the Casval Gundam, but I just barely able to kill the Psycho Gundam in here. Now I'm gonna show you another video to show you that I tried to attempt this with all SSR pilots. You see, with all SSR pilots, with the same upgrade that I have in the previous video, still level 60 Suda Unit 1, level 89 Red Gundam without any modification on both of them. So, in here, I tried to use Zeon to increase my damage. So you can try to replace one of the prototype ability. If you can have a UR pilot with 2 support defense, you might be able to just change one of these prototype ability with Giant EOS or any other stronger tank and try to take 2 hits from the enemy, essentially giving you one more free slot for another DPS where I can bring Zeon in here who can attack from 5 squared away and essentially covering up the missing damage coming from the Red Gundam and also my Suda Unit 1 because I'm using SSR pilot, and also the SSR pilot that I use only at level 45. You can just pause the video on the just now when I showed the lineup. And the weapon upgrade level is still the same. I showed you the latest one that I have in my actual account just now. This is a recording because I don't want you to waste so much time watching the video. I actually fasten this video, fast forward this a little bit. So that's the damage that I did. A little bit lower than what I had previously. Look at this. So exactly the same, but with an SSR pilot. Now I'm gonna show you the missing damage that you will get from using the SSR pilot. Just to show you that it is possible. With an SSR pilot, you just have to upgrade a little bit more than what I have right now. But it's not as a huge upgrade than actually upgrading the Casval Gundam to UR2. And instead you can just use UR1 Casval Gundam. Look at this. So if my Big Zem still alive in here, then the Big Zem gonna get closer to me and use melee attack, which for me is bad for the Casval Gundam because Casval Gundam deal more damage the further away the enemy is. Now look at this. Here I increase the damage of the Zeon. Then come here, increase the range so that I don't get counterattacked by the Big Zem, and try to deal more damage, the one that I'm missing, compared to the UR2 Casval Gundam. Now look at this. If I hit the Queen Manta or the Big Zem, I am lacking this much damage. So you can probably cover this by upgrading the Suda Unit 1 to level 90 or the Zeon to level 90, or using a higher level pilot, because my pilot is at level 45 for the Suda Unit 1 and also the Zeon. So that's where you can cover up this damage, or maybe use the modification for your Gundam. And also for the Queen Manta here, also just a little bit lacking in here. So yeah, it is possible. I'm just wanna show you guys that's the difference between a UR pilot and the SSR pilot. So you can cover that difference by upgrading your unit a little bit further. And now I also want to show you guys why Kouraki. Look at this. I'm using the Kouraki and attacking the enemy without any buffs. I deal 16,200 damage. Now, if I use the attack burst level 3 from Kouraki, it deals 18,300 damage. This is from Kouraki. Now, the strength of Kouraki comes from the MP up. If I increase the MP up to the max, look at this, damage plus 10%, damage plus 20%, damage plus 30%. Now, this changes everything. You see, so now I can deal 22,500 damage to my enemy from the very beginning of the battle. I don't need to wait for tension up. I can deal the highest damage from the very first time, from the beginning. Now this is Chara's double at level 100. This is the damage that he deals without any buffs, 15,500, lower than Kouraki. Like I said just now, it is because Chara's Nebel has a higher awakened stats than his range, but the Casval Gundam uses only range stats for his attack. So with the attack burst, I managed to get it up to 18,200, which is still a little bit lower, even though it has a higher attack burst buff than the Kouraki, but it is still a little bit lower than Kouraki because of that range stats. Now this is Camille Bidan. The Camille Bidan is a power creep pilot, like it is stronger than the previous pilot because it is a newer pilot. So using him without any buffs, I deal 16,000 damage, which is higher than the Chara's Nebel, but still lower than the Kouraki. And hence why you don't just blindly use your pilot, and because Camille Bidan increased critical rate, so it doesn't mention in here, it doesn't show here the final damage if you actually deal critical damage. So you don't just blindly use your pilot, you just have to see the unit that they are piloting. You know, if the unit doesn't use awakened stats, then don't use a UR pilot. But it also depends on the situation, okay? So, it is a very good game. You know, you just gotta have to know your units and your pilots, and you especially I showcase to you in this video the importance of a high level debuff. Just by increasing 10% physical damage taken up and also increasing 5% defense down, I managed to clear this stage with an even far lower attack of my attacker unit. So that's it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.